is like what you had mentioned earlier in a previous interview. You mentioned that your original dream is to become a journalist,
Mhm.
right? So, and you mentioned that as early as 10 years old.
Mhm.
So well, that's fantastic. But can we know what is your favorite news beat before?
I've covered the environment, I've covered human rights, I've covered conflict, I've covered disaster. Well, I don't play favorites. I'll cover anything that's assigned to
Okay.
me.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and as now, since you mentioned that you imagined the present Howie Severino, way back as early as 10 years old. So, but now, how are you as a leader?
I suppose as I've gotten older, I'm wiser. I'm calmer. I used to be a little temperamental, but I think I've calmed down. I've matured. I think I like to think I've become nicer.
Okay.
Okay. Being a journalist is being open to all challenges. What do you think is the biggest job related challenge you have encountered, and what is how it changed your outlook in life?
Ah, job. Well, probably it's time management. Because journalism can be consuming. It can take up all of your time. But as you grow older and you get married and you have children, you start a family, you need to make time for other aspects of your life. You can't just be all work. So, I guess one big challenge is balance, is trying to strike a balance between work and home, work and family, and work and other aspects of your life. I mean, a lot of journalists have a hard time and end up sacrificing a lot because journalism really consumes a huge amount of their time. How has it changed me? Well, it's made me more conscious of time. It's made me value time more. It has made me conscious of my mortality. When I was your age, I thought I would never die. But as now that I'm older, I'm almost sure that I will die.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so my next question is: yes, we all know that this job is not all about glamour, right? Risk is always part of the profession. So maybe that is why they say that the Philippines is the best and the worst country to be a journalist. So, have you any experience or experiences in your career of bribery or buying off not to report or expose a certain information?
Yeah, there have been some attempts, but I've always declined.
But how do you handle those kind of situations?
I refuse.
Strongly refuse.
No, I just refuse. I don't have to.
Refuse.
No, wala naman nagpumilit eh.
Okay.
Diba? Hindi man ako tinutukan sa ulo at uy, tanggapin mo tong bribe. Parang ganun. So, it's not difficult to refuse.
You just need to say no. Something.
No, what I say is I will lose my job if I accept that.
Yeah.
Parang hindi naman personalin. Kasi sabihin, di ba? Sige na, pang merienda mo lang. Ayaw naman. Parang I mean, you have to assume na nagmamagan ng loob.
Okay.
Di ba? Na siguro tingin sa'yo, sobra ka naghihirap sa buhay, kaya bibigyan ka ng 1,000, whatever. Ayun sabihin mo, hindi po, matatanggal ako sa trabaho eh.
So
Kasi
on
bawal
your
po.
part, it's like trabaho lang, walang personalan. Something like that.
Yeah, always.
Okay. GMA News and Public Affairs is known in giving balitang walang kinikilingan, walang pinoprotektahan, walang kasinungalingan, serbisyong totoo lamang. What do you think are the main factors in keeping this slogan stand?
Well, we have clear rules. We we punish people who violate them. We praise people who excel. Sorry. we're very conscious of our mission.
Okay.
Okay, so my next question is about the media killings in our country, which is so rampant. Do you think it has something to do with irresponsible journalism?
It might. It's hard to know. It's hard to know. It's hard to establish cause and effect relationships between the causes of murder and the murders themselves. I think it has much more to do with the proliferation of guns in the Philippines. If there weren't so many guns, then maybe there would be fewer people killed.
Okay, this question, I got this question because I can see in GMA Network that you always show two sides of the story, so that is why I come up with this question.
Thank you.
My question is, how do you prepare doing documentary, and what is the most unforgettable story you did for Eyewitness?
Well, how do we prepare? We research a lot. We stay physically fit because our jobs are also physically strenuous. What is the most favorite?
Unforgettable
Unforgettable. Gosh, so many. One is siguro yung pagbabalik sa karagatan, no? Where we spent 24 hours straight traveling and we searched for this sunken ship of the New People's Army off the coast of Isabela. I was with a former NPA leader and who became an army general, Victor Corpus. You can look it up on YouTube. That to me was the most unforgettable experience because it was difficult, it was significant, it was very interesting to me, it was historical, and it was exclusive.
I have seen your documentaries about last Saturday, right, about Bulao. Yeah, I've seen that. That was
Thank you so
good.
much. Thank you.
And I also seen the last Imperial Japanese soldier of World War II in Lubang, Mindoro. That was a few years ago.
Yes, thank you.
And more recently about the one who used to be the comfort woman in Iloilo.
Thank you. Yes.
Well, we noticed that you're so much into history, Philippine history.
Yes.
And what do you think is the essence why their stories need to be known by a common Filipino?
Because history is an important part of our identity. It's a big part of our humanity. To me, to be truly human, we have to know where we came from. We have to know our family history. We have to know our personal history, but we also have to know the history of our community. We have to know the history of our country. We have to know the history of the world, because it's part of who we are. All of these are part of who we are. We are products of history. We are what we are because of our societies, because of our culture, and our societies and culture are what they are because of history. So if we don't understand our history and we don't know our history, we will not be able to understand ourselves. And if you cannot understand yourself, or if you do not understand yourself, I don't think you're living life fully. You need to understand yourself. Because there's so many things about yourself that you will not understand if you do not know your history. Like even just the history of your names. What's your name?
Atom.
Atom what?
Pornel. So
Ikaw?
Karen Ann Mantukay.
Mantukay. Oh, Pornel is Hispanic?
I'm not sure, but
You have to know that. You have
It's
to know the
from
history of
Bicol.
your name. No, know the history of your name. Ikaw, Mantukay.
It's from Cotabato.
Okay, why? So, do you have Islamic
Yes,
roots?
I am a
You're Muslim.
yes.
Okay, so do you know the history of your name? Do you know
Not
how many
really.
generations back? Well,
Yeah,
I think to really know yourself, I think you need to research your own families
Family
and find
tree.
out sino ba yung mga naunang Pornel? Sino ba mga naunang Mantukay? Di ba? Saan ba talaga yung roots nyo? May roots ba kayong mga dayuhan? Meron ba kayong roots na Kastila, Inchik, Arabo, or whatever? I mean, you will have a much stronger sense of yourselves if you know that. So hindi lang, when I say know your history, it's not just the history of your country. The history of your family is very important. The history of your community, the history of Cotabato, the history of your barangay, the history of Bicol, right?
Yes.
We're in Bicol.
Ligaw, Albay.
Ayun, you have to know the history of Ligao, your family's roots in Ligao. You have to know that to know yourself. You have to go there and see, and meet your relatives and see. You know, you'll come away knowing yourself a lot more. You'll have a spark of realization and think, kaya pala. Yeah.
So your documentaries are very interesting. What is your style or way of presenting a news or documentaries to catch the audience attention?
What is my style?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're viewers of my work, you should be the ones to assess my style. I just try to find the most interesting ways of telling an important story. That's, kung napanood mo yung Bulaw, you notice that we use drone video.
Yes.
Kita mo yung areas na we use the drone. That's a style, but you can't use the same style again and again.
Yes.
Baka magsawa ang tao. So you're all constantly innovating, brainstorming, thinking of different. But in storytelling, it's always important to have drama, conflict, character, a sense of place, narrative arc, plot, climax, resolution, a strong beginning, a strong ending. All of those things are important.
Yes, I have noticed with Cara Davis documentary that she used to do with nagtutugma yung mga words diya. Ganun siya magbigay ng introduction. So maybe you have a different style from her or a different way of narrating your stories.
I mean, hindi naman ako gumagaya sa kanya. I mean, it's different. Yeah, we're different. That's true.
So, sir, can you name some journalists you admire or whom you think
Look up.
help you a lot in honing your craft?
Oh, wow, so many. Sheila Coronel, Pauline Sicam, Nonoy Marcelo, Lorna Calao Tirol, Jessica Soho, Inés Abel Galion, Egay Navarro, Rica Concepcion, Ella Martilino, Aizal Karingal, Janice Victoria, dami. Is that enough or you want more? You want more names?
Okay.
Okay.
So we know you have written a lot of articles, reported countless news, traveled far and wide, and met different people. What do you think or consider is the most rewarding part of your job?
The most rewarding part of my job is I'm able to visit a lot of places, meet a lot of people, tell interesting stories, and get paid for it. It's a great job. I mean, it's hard to think of a better job. So what was your question?
What do you think or consider the most rewarding?
The most rewarding. Yon. I mean, I'm able to meet a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm able to experience a lot of things, go to a lot of places.
Discover.
Yeah, learn new things. And get paid for it. I mean, many places I go, you have to pay to go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diba? I've been to some very, very beautiful, also some not so beautiful places, but I've never paid to go there. It's always, I'm paid to go there. So I don't have to, pagdating ko doon, everything I do is free. Well, it's not free, ang kapalit na yung trabaho ko, no?
Yes.
Pero, you know, there are many places I would not choose to visit, but I ended up going there anyway. I've been to Iraq, I've been to Basilan, Holo, so many places. But I never regretted going anywhere.
So it's really that rewarding and a privilege at the same time, because it's like a journey and it's not everyone has the privilege to be in your situation.
I'm very, very lucky to be where I am, to do what I do. Every day I remind myself I'm not dreaming. This is reality. I've worked hard, but I've also been lucky. I ended up in the right place. I like working here. I've ended up working with great people, talented people. I've had great teams. I've worked with honest people. It's just been a great ride.
So, sir, for the last question, for being one of the awarded Filipino journalists in our country, and of course the pillar of GMA News and Public Affairs, which is one of the most respected in the industry, we are certain that there are students, maybe like us, aspiring to be a future Howie Severino. So, what is your advice to those who want to follow your steps and to become a journalist and established journalist in this industry?
Well, it's good to have role models, but it's good to create your own identity and create your own steps. No need to follow in anyone's footsteps. Well, just be curious, read a lot, love the truth, work hard, be honest, be kind to others. The golden rule, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Yun lang kasimple yun. If you want to be respected, you have to respect others. Diba? Respect everyone. Diba? Kahit yung mahirap, kahit yung mga hindi nakapag-aral, bata, respect them all. Ako, kanina, tumatawid lang ako ng kalye, parang bilang pedestrian, walang tumitigil para patawirin yung mga pedestrian. I think that shows a lack of respect. Not just for me, but for porque nakakotse ka, hindi mo pagbibigyan yung mga hindi nakakotse. I think that has to change. And I think those in cars have to respect those who are smaller than them. Diba?
Yes.
I think if we apply that attitude, that mentality to everything we do, I think the world will be a lot better. And you'll be a lot better person for being that. Kasi parang yun yung normal. Easy to say, respect others, pero pag nandun ka na, mayaman ka na, o malaki ka, o nakakotse ka,
Nawawala.
O hindi mo iniisip na kailangan mong pakita ng respeto pa rin. Kasi iniisip mo na, hindi. Ako dapat ang irerespeto. Ako na yung sikat eh. Ako na yung nakakotse eh. Ay sila naglalakad na. So, di ba? Kasi motherhood naman yung be nice to others, pero yung nasa yun eh. Sa implementation na pang-araw-araw in everything you do.
So that's all, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you. Regards
Thank
to
you
your
po.
schoolmates
Thank you.
and Mr. Marco Polo.
Thank you, sir.
Do you want to